A lot of people have that as a loss for the Raiders. I don't. We've already shown the recipe for beating Lamar Jackson, and that is defensive line. If the defensive line can get after him and impair his vision for his throwing lanes, get him moving with his legs, his natural inclination is to go back and revert to a running quarterback. And he tends to lose perspective of where the wide receivers are, and he'll make mistakes, and he'll try to pick up the first downs with his legs instead of trying to throw the ball. It's the difference between him and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is nowhere near as athletic as Lamar Jackson. He's nowhere near as fast as Lamar Jackson. And because of that, he utilizes his scramble ability to throw the ball down the field just to extend the play long enough to get somebody open. And he always keeps his eyes locked downfield. Whereas Lamar Jackson has gotten a lot better at keeping his eyes downfield than he was in the past. However, it is still his natural inclination to just put his head down and try and run with the ball. And if the Raiders defensive line in particular, and our linebackers and our safeties can get after him, then it's a recipe for us to win through defense on that game. And on the flip side, all we have to do is keep him off of the field. And Luke Getsy's offense is perfect for that with that West Coast offense. It is a high third down conversion type of an offense. And we added a spectacular piece in Brock Bowers, who gives you that superpower ability to convert third downs because he's such a mismatch out there in the middle of the field. So I think that's how we beat him. We beat Baltimore simply by keeping Lamar Jackson moving around, get his eyes off of his wide receivers and start worrying about running. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we play ball control, time management, run hard, get those third downs, hit Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer over the middle, Jacoby Myers, and then, obviously feed the ball to Devontae Adams with wide receiver screens, bubbles, slant routes, get him in the game at all costs. And then from there, it's just, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, who can control in the fourth quarter. And I think if we can do that, then we win the game. So I actually have us picking to win that game, despite every professional talking head out there having that as a loss for us. In fact, I seen one board the other day where I think it had us going 0-4 to start the season.
Ooh.
0-4.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, so this is why we do this show, because if you just listen to national media, you won't know anything about the Raiders. That's an interesting thing, because I think you kind of convinced me on that game. You pick a schedule, you look around and say, okay, on the road to Baltimore, if we're going to lose a game, maybe that's it. But then you made a good point about how they couldn't even block Maxx last time we played, and he just absolutely terrorized their whole offense. And then we're better, obviously. We've added Christian Wilkins, and then you've got Coons, who's blossomed in that meantime, and hopefully we'll see Tyree take that next step. So
it's lights out, man, because I think that if Tyree Wilson, he is physically better, physically more gifted than Maxx Crosby. What makes Maxx Crosby so great is his motor is unmatched and his hand fighting skills is unmatched. You give that motor and that hand fighting skills to a guy with a body like Tyree Wilson, and Tyree Wilson gets 24 sacks a year. BlackRainOfficial.com. That is BlackRainOfficial.com. Go get your shirts and your posters today. And also make sure that you're signing up for the newsletter, as there's lots of exciting things that are going to be coming down the pipeline, and you're not going to want to miss out on it. So that is BlackRainOfficial.com. My wife hipped me to an Asian supplement that they've been using over in Malaysia, Indonesia, China for a very long time. And I started taking it, and I immediately started feeling better. My workouts were getting better. I had more energy, and I just didn't feel quite as stressed. Why? Because it has been clinically proven that Tonga Ali mixed with Fedosia agrestis, which is a root out of North Africa, that combination is clinically proven to help naturally raise your testosterone without all of the negative side effects of TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. I've been taking it for a year.
long before we ever took a sponsor. So once we started opening up the door to sponsorships to this channel, it was a no-brainer and a perfect fit that Earth Elixir became a sponsor of the channel, because all of their products over there are natural. They are all third-party tested for quality control and clinically proven to help improve your testosterone. But hey, this isn't the only supplement they have over there. They have a whole variety of supplements. So go and check them out today. The link's going to save you 15% on your very first purchase. Thank you again to Earth Elixir for being such a proud supporter of the Raider D podcast.
I just watched a fantastic breakdown of Luke Getsy's offense. I know you had yours, which was phenomenal, and then I just watched another one by All Aboard Raiders, who really did a fantastic job. If you guys haven't seen his video, he just dropped it today. You got to watch that video. His 2020 season, where he was the passing coordinator for Green Bay, right? And granted, like he even admits, yes, they had Aaron Rodgers, but they did not have the offensive weapons that the Raiders have right now. They relied heavily on a 3 tight end set, and they are nowhere. Like, their best tight end would be our 3rd tight end on this team that we have right now. And so the way that Luke Getsy's offense is set up is based off that 2020 Green Bay Aaron Rodgers MVP year, where he threw 48 touchdowns, and they had an 80% conversion rate in the red zone.
Yeah.
If you can, we had last year 48%. If we can just get to 65%, we're putting up 28 points plus per game. And he really utilizes the way that they like to utilize the running backs is that running back by committee. And yes, Zamir White will be the bell cow, but it's not going to be like what we did with Josh Jacobs, where you run him into the ground and then he's not available at the end of the season. That's not Luke Getsy's. That's not the Green Bay way of doing things. They preserve their running backs. So instead of Zamir getting 40 touches per game, he might only get 15 to 20. And then our other running backs are going to come in, and you're going to utilize these guys like Lauby as a hybrid wide receiver slot guy. I'm actually quite excited. And All Aboard Raiders said something that was really, really good, which is, we were all in on Kingsbury, me especially. I was cheering the Kingsbury. I wanted the air raid offense. I wanted big points. I wanted this. I wanted the flashy, right, come in. And like he said, man, this is a blessing in disguise, because when you look at what Kingsbury's offense can do, and you look at the 2020 season with Green Bay, when Getsy was the passing coordinator, it is a night and day difference. It's not even close. Kingsbury doesn't even come close. And then the second thing, do we really want an offensive coordinator who's going to bounce the second he even sniffs a better deal somewhere else? Absolutely not. Luke Getsy is perfect for this organization. He is a blue-collar guy. He is going to get in there and work his butt off, and he's not going to just bounce the second he gets a better offer somewhere else. He is now a Raider. He has embraced the silver and black, and I'm looking for great things from him. I'm looking for great things from this offense. And I really think if anybody can get the best out of Aidan O'Connell or Gardner Minshew, I really think that it's going to be Luke Getsy, because Aaron Rodgers never had a better year before or after Luke Getsy was his passing coordinator.